Big up, guys. Big up, guys. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I know it's more sort of gone off. Well, it's gone off, 11:30. This was supposed to be 11:20, I know. But don't worry about it, guys. I'm not worried about it. I know what the time is. It's gone. But the main thing is to get on here. And apologies if anyone did watch that stream I done yesterday. Live or on playback or whatever else, but I did delete it in the end. It wasn't great. I wasn't concentrated enough because I was obviously trying to go through the England squad announcement with Tommy Tickle, I should say. Trying to do all that and the preview for this game for Leeds and the Bees. And of course, there was also football on as well. And of course, I was sort of looking at that as well. Trying to do two or three different things, you know. So, yeah, I wasn't quite with it. I didn't quite concentrate with that and other things going on with the football and everything else. So I decided to delete that, guys. And apologies, but I'm going to do a proper England debate, you know, regarding that squad, the naming of the squad and that. I still think there's a lot of strange decisions there with Tommy Tickle. I really do. I'm not sold on that guy as England manager at all. So I will be doing a proper in-depth debate thing with that this week. Obviously, sometimes I'm earlier in the week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. You know, maybe early in the week. I don't know yet, but it will be this week. And as I say, I want to do a proper debate regarding the England squad and the England team set up and everything. So, so apologies, as I say, for cancelling all that yesterday. It wasn't the best. I didn't do a very good job, to be honest. I wasn't concentrated. So I just decided to do the preview today because obviously the game is 8 o'clock this evening. Leeds and the Bees. So I thought let's get into just doing the actual preview, talk about that, and then the England thing can, you know, wait till another day. You know, put it on the back burner, so to speak. So, but anyway, I've got one comment already. Thanks to you, at Irish Pit Terrier, of course. Always in here. Thanks coming in, bro. Thank you. Cheers, my friend, for coming in. Always welcome. And yeah, so let's get on with this. Let's get on with the actual preview. And I'm going to go to this one first, which is Sports Mole. I did do all this actually on the ones yesterday, mainly these ones, but as I've deleted it anyway, it don't really matter unless other people did watch it already. But I apologise. I'm going to do it again. Going to do these articles again. So so this one is the Sports Mole, and obviously says about it more position in the team, lineup, injury news, other stuff, everything really, quite a lot of stuff really to do with it. And I'll do this one first before I go into the actual sort of our website again with the Bees one, of course, and do the preview on there on our website and stuff properly with that one. But this one I'll do first. Yes, preview Leeds United versus Brentford, prediction, team news and lineups. Seeking to move further away from the Premier League relegation zone, Leeds United welcome European hopefuls Brentford to Ellen Road on Saturday night. Neither team could be separated in the reverse fixture 3 months ago when a 1-1 draw was played out at the GTEC Community Stadium. Match preview. Although Leeds have failed to win any of their last 5 Premier League matches, head coach Daniel Farker will have taken positives from some of those goals. Most notably, score draws away against against Champions League chasing Chelsea 2-2, and Aston Villa 1-1 before holding Crystal Palace to a 0-0 draw with 10 men last weekend. And also factor in that we flattered to deceive, and we're doing pretty well away. We were poor at home. We lost to teams we should have been beating. It happened against Brighton. I thought I was going to beat them because they hadn't won a game or scored any goals for so many games. And I thought, well, look, we should be beating teams like Brighton, and we end up losing 2-0. The same with Wolves, the same with other teams. Burnley we only just beat, Other teams, Forest we lost to at home 2-0 when we should be beating a team like that. They're down near the bottom, But we can't do it. We keep saying we're going to beat these teams and do well, and then and Leeds will be rubbing their hands about this because they know we can sort of like they can score against us. They can get Calvert-Lewin hasn't scored for so long. He's going to get a goal. Surely he'll probably score against us now. It always happens to us, bees. Always happens. I guarantee that. Be up to you, Luke. I hope you're well, bro. Hope you're good. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, how are you? Yeah, I'm good, mate. Cool. Yeah, so this does always happen to us, Teams that ain't scored, many players ain't scored a goal. They play us, and they get it, and we give them it. And, that could well be the case here. It really could. I'm hoping not, because we really do need points here. We need a bit of a buffer, because, I think Everton are still only, 2 or 3 points behind us. At least a couple. I know that, definitely a couple. So, Bournemouth got a draw last night with United. Another point, so they're sort of getting a little bit closer as well. Some of those around us, are too close for comfort, and we need to stretch that away, the points. Have a bit of a gap there, but I don't know why we just cannot seem to do this. We cannot get these. But yes, another draw. It's another point against Wolves, but we should be beating Wolves. 2-0 up as well. We've had so many draws lately, and we've got to start getting wins again. We've got to. But this is a really tough game. It's at Ellen Road, so it's not going to be easy. And Leeds are very tough to beat. So we know what a tough task it's going to be. But I hope we put in a really good performance. Our attack really does well today, because at times it's gone missing. That defence isn't great either. Defence has been shocking at times lately, and especially against Wolves. At times we were all over the place at times, and it wasn't good. So I hope we have an all-round performance today, and probably play like we did in that. I think it was the first half. Yeah, I think it was the first. Yeah, the first half we were great against Wolves, superb. Got those 2 goals, but then again we couldn't build on it. We couldn't get extra. Really we need at least 3 or 4 goals, and even then we're not guaranteed. Look at Burnley. Look at what happened with Burnley. So we're not totally guaranteed that we won't be caught. We won't hold on to this lead. Can hold on to a lead. So it's I don't know, guys. It is worrying at times. So. Big up to you, Steph. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're good. Yeah. Were you happy with that point last night, Steph? Man United. Were you happy with all that? you should have won, really. I was watching some of the game, obviously, as well, against Bournemouth. Bournemouth are a good team. I really thought you should have won it. You were in front pretty much, weren't you? They kept having to keep equalising, and Harry Maguire was sent off. I don't know if that was a total sending off or not. It didn't look that bad to me. I wasn't sure it was a foul, but there we go. The referee gave it and sent Harry off. But yeah, it was a shame for you, but at least you got a point. You still got a point, and that'll help you. I'm sure. I think you're still, is it fourth or third? Fourth, I think. It may be third actually. I'll have a look at the table in a little while. Happy because officials chickened out with second penalty decision. Yeah, exactly. That's right, Steph. But yeah, it's still good. You got a point out of it, so that's all that matters. But getting back to this, not long after Dominic Calvert-Lewin dragged a penalty kick wide, Gabriel Goodmanson was sent off for 2 bookable offences. But Leeds shown superb defensive resilience to come away from Selhurst Park with a previous point in their fight to avoid an immediate relegation back to the Championship. Sitting 15th in the Premier League table, Leeds are hovering just 3 points above the drop zone with 8 games remaining. They have failed to score in each of their last 3 matches, last enduring a longer goal drought in February, March 2022, 4 games. But as I said, it's against us. They're guaranteed to, get a goal or 2 probably, and it will be probably Calvert-Lewin will no doubt score. That's what happens against us. That's what it always happens. It's frustrating, but I can see it coming. I can read. I've read the script already, and I can see it happening. I won't be happy if it does, but I can see it coming. Be up to you, James Dunlop. Be up to you, my friend. Great to see you and your brother. Brilliant. All right, Steve. I hope you're well, mate. Yeah, I'm well at the moment. Remains to be seen after tonight's game. Well, evenings. Yeah, I suppose it is tonight, 8 o'clock. Yeah. It remains to be seen what happens after that, mate, with that. Because I could be off on another rant. That's either going to be tomorrow or Monday, the reaction. So, depending, we're going to see. I mean, I'm hoping we're going to get something out of this game. We've really got to. It is a really hard game, though. I've got to admit, this is going to be very, very tough. Leeds are not easy to beat. Not many have done it lately, and the ones that have done it have only done it by a slim margin. 1-0 or 2-1 or something. Very, very close. This is going to be a very tough game for us, but we really need a point or 3 here. We need a gap between us and Everton, of course, and likes of Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton, Newcastle, even. So, there's a lot, circling and coming up behind us, coming up very quick now. So we need to get a point or 3 here. I mean, ideally 3. We've got to have 3. And with our waveform as it is, we should be getting at least 3 points or a point. But, I mean, we got hard games. We've got Everton after this as well, and that's going to be a decider in a way as well. Steph, yeah, Leeds won't be easy. They were once pulled clear of the relegation scrap. Yeah, of course they are still down there, but we notoriously don't do well against teams like that down near the relegation, and we should be doing better. We should be, beating those sort of teams, but we don't do it. You know, there's something wrong. You know, there's some sort of obstacle blocking our way to actually, you know, get into that next level. And it needs to be beating those teams, you know, to be getting further away and being sure of Europe. I mean, we probably are in a way, we could be, but it's still not confirmed. We could still drop out, could still be 9th, 10th, whatever, 11th, even 12th. And people will say, even our other Bees fans will say, that's still all right. We're still fine with that because we're still safe. You know, we haven't got Europe, but we're still safe. We're in the Premier and we're well and truly away from relegation. But I want to see us get this now. I want to see us try and get Europe. You know, we've got to achieve something here because we just cannot seem to get over that last hurdle. We can't. And James, again, I reckon a draw in your game. Leeds are still fighting for points, yeah? Yeah, there's a lot of teams, you know, trying to get various things, achieve various things at this stage of the season with 8 games to go. There's a lot to play for still. And, you know, not just us, obviously, for Europe. There's other teams going for Europe as well, other teams trying to avoid relegation. There's still the titles fight, race, whatever you like to say. I think it's not going to happen. I don't think City are going to catch Arsenal. I really don't. Despite a game in hand, I just think Arsenal got what it takes. They got that you know, stubborn defence. I do think they're dull to watch. They're boring. They will be the dullest ever team, boringest team to ever win the Premier, probably. But I just can't see City doing it, catching them, because they're not the City of old, unfortunately. They haven't got the De Bruyne's anymore playing and others that they used to have. You know, are not quite, and the ones they've still got are not doing it, not always doing it. And, you know, they went out against Real Madrid, as we all know, in the Champions League and didn't look great there at times. They've got some great players, Semenyo now, Gueye, still Haaland, of course, Doku, Foden, Reinders, Cherky, O'Reilly, Silva. They've got some great players still, no doubt, but they just haven't clicked. There's just something there, and I don't think they're going to catch Arsenal. I really don't. So I think it's Arsenal's Premier title this season. It's theirs to lose. Let's put it this way. You know, it's theirs to lose. They can only lose it by what they're doing if they fuck up. But I can't see that happening. I really can't. But yeah. So there's that. But I think they might lose out in that Carabao Cup tomorrow. I really do. I think it is tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah. The Carabao Cup final. Well, I think they're going to lose to City somehow. I don't think they're winning that. So I think City know how to get over the line in that tournament, and you know how to win a trophy there. So I just think they might get that Man City tomorrow. I think Arsenal will get the Premier. I don't think they'll get Champions League. I still can't see that. No, you know, despite how well they're doing there, I just cannot see them getting past likes of PSG or Bayern. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Barca. I don't know. Barca are still not Barcelona of old. Maybe they can be beaten. I don't think PSG are probably as great as they were last season. I don't think they are as great, but you know, they thrashed. Who was it? Newcastle, wasn't it? Newcastle? No, not Newcastle. Who was it? Trying to think who PSG beat. But no, no, Barca thrashed Newcastle, didn't they? So yeah, PSG was it? Chelsea, I think. Yeah, Chelsea. But yeah, I just think some of them are beatable, but I don't know. I don't know really. I can't see them still winning it though, Champions League. So maybe Premier, maybe FA Cup they get, but not the Champions League. And James again, 100% at this stage of the season, Europe is your aim. Same in my team. Both of us are well away from danger now. Now's the time to push forward. Exactly, it is. It is, James. And yeah, you're not far away from us. I think he's still 2 points behind or something, 2 or 3 points. So you're not far away from us either. It's all. It's a big fight there, a big race to get European places. It's going to be Europa League and Conference. I mean, we're still actually not far away from Liverpool and Chelsea. I think we're only still, is it a point or two behind Chelsea? But I think Liverpool have got further clear of us, maybe. I think they're 3 or 4 points away there. So, but we are still close to getting Champions League. But I don't want Champions League. I really don't. Because we'll be out of that in 2 seconds. We'll be out of it. But we ain't good enough for that. I'm not really sure we're good enough for Europa League or Conference, but I think Conference would be okay. Would be a bit better in. They got the bit maybe slightly weaker European teams in it. The only thing would be the travel, going to further off places in the world and in Europe. So that, I mean, not the world. I mean Europe, of course, because it's European Conference, but further away places, around in Europe. So, that'd be the only thing will be the travelling probably. But, yeah. So, yeah, but I'm still not sure we're going to get it. I'm not totally sure. We may just get 9th. We may get 10th or 11th. To some that'd be fine. To some of our fans that'd be okay. But to me, no, I want Europe now. I want it. I really do. If City win Carabao tomorrow, it might put doubt in Arsenal players' minds. Well, yeah, it could. It could. But I still think they're pretty much a shoo-in for the Premier, I think, Arsenal now. I didn't at one stage. I thought they was going to totally bottle it again. But what I can see of this, and I can't, and now City are this season. I think they've got it in the bag. It's only theirs to cock it up. They can cock this up, Arsenal, but I don't think they will somehow. Pressure's more on Arsenal tomorrow. They win that final. That will help their confidence going into the final stages of the season. Yeah, exactly. But I still think City are going to win it tomorrow. I really do. It's definitely saying James 100%. Yeah, yeah. I still think it's City's tomorrow to win. I think they're going to win that Carabao Cup. Anyway, getting back to this, Leeds may need to rely on their dead ball specialities if they wish to make the net ripple this weekend, as they have scored a higher share of their Premier League goals from set pieces this season, excluding penalties, than any other team in the division. 35.1%, 13 out of 37. The Whites head into Saturday's fixture with a strong home record against Brentford, losing only one of their last 16 league meetings with the Bees at Ennon Road, 1-7, drawn 8. They are also unbeaten in 7 home games since a narrow 1-0 defeat in February 2015. Tipped by many to suffer relegation this term, following a significant summer of change, Brentford have proven many people wrong in the Premier League and currently sit 7th in the table, occupying the Conference League qualification spot with just 8 games left to play. The Bees have somewhat lost their momentum this month, though with an FA Cup 5th round exit on penalties at the hands of West Ham, sandwiched between 2 Premier League draws with Bournemouth 0-0 and Wolves 2-2, letting a 2-goal lead slip at home to the latter on Monday. Exactly, we sure did. Head coach Keith Andrews was left frustrated and disappointed after the draw with Wolves, and I was as well, definitely. With Wolves, admitted that some players need to have a good look in the mirror after allowing the Premier League's basement club to fight back, having dominated the first 45 minutes. Exactly, totally agree there, totally agree. Dominating that and still only drawing 2-0 up. It's not good. It's not good enough. It really isn't. James again there. I'd be over the moon if we get Europe, but our squad depth isn't that massive, which is an issue. Yeah, on Leeds, by the way, yes, they are not safe yet. But credit to Daniel Farker trying to prove everyone wrong. Yeah, and I think with him as well, everyone thought he could be for the chop. They thought they'd really struggle, Leeds, and really look like they're gonna be relegated. Another team coming up, going straight back down again. But he's proved a lot of people wrong, and Leeds have proved people wrong. But they're still not safe. We know that, and we could put another nail in their coffin if we could beat them. But I'm not sure we will. But I don't know. I'm still not certain with this. I don't know how to call it. I don't know which way to call it. And my predictions have always been wrong now. I keep saying, Brentford are going to win. We're going to win comfortably. We're going to do this and that. I said we'd win comfortably against Wolves. Look what happened there. Well, we could have done. We could have won comfortably. But, we were 2-0 up. And we still cocked it up, as usual. But, yeah, I think Leeds probably will stay up, though. I've got a feeling they will. They have proved a lot of people wrong, I think. And I still think it's between West Ham, Spurs. Spurs are still there and in danger. But definitely West Ham and Forest and Spurs, I'd say. I even think Wolves will get off the bottom. I think they'll finish second for bottom. They'll overtake Burnley. Burnley could end up bottom of the Premier. And the way Wolves are playing, I think they've been amazing. I really do under Edwards. I think Edwards could get manager of the month or something. I really do, the way he's turned them around. Of course, they're still going to get relegated, but he has turned them around, and I think they're finished second from bottom at least now. Well, so not actually bottom. Yeah. Brentford have dropped more points from winning positions than any other Premier League team, 69. Well, don't we know it? I frigging know it, It is so frustrating, guys. It really is. How many times winning positions we drop points. We can't get over the line. It's terrible. It is absolutely shocking. Across the last 3 seasons, and they can ill afford to drop too many more if they are to secure their highest ever top flight finish. Currently 9th. Well, actually, I'm sure we're still 7th, actually, aren't we? Yeah, we're still 7th. I'm sure we're. I'll have a look at the table in a minute. I'm sure we're 7th. Yeah, and reduced the 3-point gap to Chelsea in 6. So it's 3 points. Oh. The Bees will relish a trip away from home this weekend, given that they have won 5 of their last 7 on the road, drawn 1 and lost 1. With only leaders Arsenal 18 collecting more away points than Andrew's side during this run, 16. Brentford have also lost only 1 of their last 13 Premier League matches against promoted opponents. 1-11 drawn 1. Leeds United Premier League form 1, drawn, lost, drawn. So that's in 6 games, obviously 6 matches. Leeds United form all competitions 1, drawn, lost, 1 drawn. Brentford Premier League form 1, drawn, lost, 1 drawn. And Brentford form all competitions 1, lost, 1 drawn, lost, drawn. But in the Premier, ours is a bit better form than Leeds. We've only lost 1 compared to their 2. In our last 6 matches. So actually, we're doing better than them. But that won't count for much, I don't think, in this game. I really don't. I think Leeds are formidable at home. They really are, especially at home at Ellen Road. They're hard to beat. So that may not count for much. Team news, Leeds boss Farker has confirmed that he has a clean bill of health, with attacker Noah Okafor now available for selection after missing the last 5 matches with a hamstring injury. However, Gabriel Goodmanson will serve a 1-match ban following his red card at Crystal Palace. So James Justin could move over to left wing back, with Jayden Bogle recalled to start on the opposite flank. Only Bruno Fernandes has created as many chances from set plays in the Premier League this term than Anton Stack, both 27. Who could begin in an advanced midfield role next to Brendan Aronson? Another good player, Aronson. I rate him, very good, talented player, American. In behind striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who we've got to obviously watch as well because he scored against us in the last game. Obviously at the GTEC, he got that goal there, the equaliser, of course. He scored an 82nd minute equaliser in the reverse fixture against Brentford, yeah. As for the Bees, Vitali Yanel, ankle, Aaron Hickey, Rico Henry, both fire. Fabio Carvalho, Anthony Malambo, and Josh De Silva, all knees. All remain out with injuries, as usual. So we still got Hickey and Henry out. Not good. Yan out as well. Not looking good. Mikael Damsgaard will be assessed. So he was half fit, not fully fit, which is what I thought. I could tell that. I really, really could. Yes, I could tell he wasn't fully fit. He didn't play that great. Not at his best. So it wasn't a surprise to me that he's got injured. Mikael Damsgaard will be assessed after he was forced off with a knock in the draw with Wolves. Yiha Yarmolia could deputise in midfield if Damsgaard is not fit to feature. And he's no Damsgaard, I'm afraid. He's more sort of defensive midfield, really. So, I don't know, really. That's not good. Damsgaard probably won't be available. So, with Matthias Jensen operating in an advanced central role, and Matthias Jensen has had a pretty good season, I guess. He has played pretty well most of the time. He has looked very good, Matthias Jensen, so he's obviously retaining his place, I would say. Dango Ouattara and Kevin Chado are both set to provide support in attack for striker Igor Thiago. It's just one goal away from reaching 20 in the Premier League this season and becoming the third Brentford player to reach that landmark after Ivan Toney, 22-23, and Brian Bramo, 24-25. Leeds United possible starting lineup: Darlow, Rodon, Biol, Struijk, Bogle, Longstaff, Ampadu, Justin, Stack, Aronson, Calvert-Lewin. Brentford possible starting lineup: Kelleher, Coyote, Vandenberg, Collins, Lewis Potter, Yarmouliuk, Henderson, Ouattara, Jensen, Sharda and Thiago. So, that's still not a bad team for us. I still think our defence is a bit shaky. Collins, you don't know. He can either be really great at times and he can be really shocking. So, I hope we get the first one with him. Really great. Rather than being shocking against Leeds, we need him. We need a solid defence. We need a really good brick wall defence. Never say die. Backs to the wall. A bit like, I suppose, that defensive display at Villa, where we won 1-0, and of course we had a player sent off, but we defended with our lives in that one. We really stood up and really, really defended solidly and well. And that's what we're going to need against Leeds. We're going to need that here as well. I suppose even Bournemouth, I think we defended really well because we weren't good up front. We weren't good at, our attack was lightweight that day. We didn't do anything. Didn't show up in attack, so we had to defend properly as well. But, Vandenberg and Collins both can be shaky. I don't think they're watertight. I mean, Coyote even has made some mistakes this season. So, as great as he is with that fantastic long throw, we're going to need to be really good. We're going to have to be really solid and tight at the back. I mean, you've got to think about Calvert-Lewin's a danger. Aronson's a danger, really. Maybe Stack. They've got a few good others. Of course, Nonto's on the bench. Of course, James. They've got some really good, very good players, and we're going to need to be good at the back. We're going to need to be really concentrated and, defending well. But, our attack needs to turn up as well. We need to have a good attack here. We need to, Ouattara, Jensen, Sharda, Thiago, they're all going to have to do well. Lewis Potter even as well. We need to be going at them as well. We need some threat going their way as well. So Sportsmile saying their prediction for this, their score, Leeds United 2, Brentford 2. 4 of the last 6 encounters between Leeds and Brentford have ended as a draw, and another closely fought match could be in store this weekend, albeit one with plenty of action at both ends of the pitch. Indeed, we can envisage an entertaining score draw with being played out at Ellen Road. I pretty much sort of agree. I know we could probably concede because I just got a feeling we will. I don't think we're going to have a blank sheet. We're not going to get a clean sheet somehow. So it's possible. But I wish we could. I mean, a point would be great, it'd be decent, but I still think we need 3. We've got to get 3, really. We've got to go all out and get 3 points here. That's the important thing, I think. James there as well. As a Scotland fan, I'd struggle seeing Hickey getting called up again. He's hardly ever fit. Well, that's because we've played him and he's got injured again, James, and that could be our fault there, really. I think it's our fault that he's got injured, maybe. and he will miss out for Scotland maybe, and that's not good for you or any other Scottish fan or Scottish man or woman. It's not they're not gonna be happy with it. You Scottish people will be really up in arms, I'm sure, because he's quality. He's a great player, Hickey, and hasn't really been played. He's been played out of position most of the season when he has played. At left back, he's not a left back. Not really at all. So it is a shame. It is a shame if he's going to be out. You probably will need him for the World Cup, to be honest. So, but anyway, James, again, you need to cut the supply lines to Calvert-Lewin and not just keeping Calvert-Lewin out. Exactly, yeah. You're totally right, James, 100%, really 100%. And, we need to stop him. We need to stop others. So it's going to be a tough job tonight. It's going to be really hard. But I hope we stand up and be counted. I'm not going to totally give an actual prediction because when I keep saying we're going to win and we don't. So, but I just want to see us put in a good performance, and if we come away with something, it's a real bonus. I really believe that. So, but let's go into that injury news as well. A bit more about that with Damsgaard. Brentford injury update. Damsgaard to be assessed ahead of Leeds clash. Head coach Keith Andrews provides an update on Mikael Damsgaard ahead of Brentford's Premier League game against Leeds United on Saturday, 8 p.m. kickoff, live on Sky Sports. The midfielder picked up a knock during the Bees 2-2 draw with Wolves on Monday. Head coach Keith Andrews has provided an update on Mikael Damsgaard ahead of Brentford's Premier League game against Leeds on Saturday. The midfielder picked up a knock during the Bees 2-2 draw with Wolves on Monday. Dams was on the grass today, which is obviously positive, Andrews revealed. We'll give him every chance to see how he is for tomorrow. So maybe there's a slight hope, a slight chance that he could be available, could possibly. He may play today. Possible, I hope so. Fullbacks Rico Henry and Aaron Hickey remain sidelined with hamstring injuries. Sorry, guys. Apologies. Sorry about it, guys. While Vitaly Yanel, metatarsal, and Josh Da Silva knee ligament are also out. Of course, Fabio Carvalho and Anthony Milando will miss the rest of the campaign due to ACL injuries, which I keep saying I'm like a scratch record with that. Keep going over that. It's on repeat, on fucking repeat, because that's what's happened. They're out. And but it will be great if Damsgaard is available. That will help us. That will be, the extra bit of, class, quality we need in midfield. That, a bit of attacking flair, passing, The Bees have won 5 of their last 7 away games in the Premier League. Asked about his side's performances on the road, Andrew said, "We've been on a really good run. We've looked really calm and confident in what we've been doing. Whatever's been thrown at us, we've dealt with it pretty well. The group are in a pretty good place. There will be a quiet, calm confidence about how we approach the game tomorrow." And let's get to the actual preview itself. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I'll get to the actual preview now. On our website, of course. Yeah. Match preview, Leeds United versus the Bees. Analysis, team news, match officials and more. Here's everything you need to know ahead of Brentford's Premier League game against Leeds United at Ellen Road on Saturday, 21st of March. 8 p.m. kickoff, live on Sky Sports. The Bees have won 5 of their last 7 away league games, but travel to Yorkshire to face a difficult test under the lights against Daniel Farke's side. Pre-match analysis, Stephen Gillet, playmaker stats, set pieces could prove decisive on Saturday night. Brentford and Leeds' respective penalty records this season will be under the spotlight. Keith Andrews' side have had the mixed fortune of being awarded the most penalties, 8 in the top flight this term, while also having more spot kicks, 7 given against them. Penalty specialist Quinn Kelleher's prowess between the sticks has meant that only 4 of the 7 penalties the Bees have conceded have been converted. The Irish stopper excelled in duels on 12 yards during his time at Liverpool, and his uncanny knack for reading penalty takers' intentions means he is currently the only goalkeeper to save multiple spot kicks in the top tier this season. Leeds, meanwhile, have suffered more goals from penalties than any team in the division. All 6 of the penalties conceded by the Whites have rippled the back of the net. And Brentford striker Igor Thiago will be hoping to add to the league high 6 penalties he has already plundered this season. With 8 games of the season remaining, both sides have plenty on the line. Currently 15th in the table, Daniel Farke's side will aim to buffer the 3-point cushion that separates them from the relegation spots, while the visitors from West London will look to seize the day and cut the 4-point gap to the Champions League places. Only Arsenal 25, Man United 24, Man City 21 have won more points than Brentford 19 since the turn of the year, and their excellent form in 2026 has been forged on the road. However, 22 of Leeds' 32 Premier League points, 69%, have been won on their own patch, and they will hope to harness the support of a vociferous Ellen Road this weekend. Talk of penalties is timely in the wake of Leeds' 0-0 draw at Crystal Palace last time out. The visitors won their 6th spot kick of the season at Selhurst Park, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin was left with his head in his hands after dragging his effort wide of the target. Calvert-Lewin will be fresh in the memories of Brentford fans after his header in the 1-1 draw in the reverse fixture at the GTEC prior to Christmas. The former Everton striker is one of only 2 English players to hit double figures for Premier League goals this season, along with Brighton's Danny Welbeck, 10 apiece. Leeds' missed penalty against the Eagles stemmed from a corner, and their data this season underlines just how important set pieces are to the Yorkshire club, with 13 goals from corners, free kicks and throws this season. No team has scored a higher percentage of their Premier League goals from set pieces, 35%. Brentford are at the other end of the spectrum in terms of their reliance on set-piece goals. Only Man City, 12%, have netted a lower percentage of their goals from dead balls, excluding penalties, than the Bees, 17%. It is wise to expect the unexpected at this stage of the season, but both sides' numbers suggest a direct and physical encounter lies in store. Brentford ranked first in the Premier League for long balls per game, 57, with Leeds 54, not far behind, while both sides also sit in the top 5 for aerial duels won. Another shared trait in their preference for central shooting positions, with Brentford 77% and Leeds 74%, heavily favouring efforts from the middle of the opposition box. In this context, it would be no surprise if a high pressure moment from 12 yards proved central to the outcome. Scout report Dan Long, Sky Sports Leeds, one of the hardest teams to beat in the league. Exactly, they are. For the first 3 months of 25-26, it looked like Leeds' season was heading in one direction. They lost 6 of their 7 Premier League games throughout October and November, and thus sank into the relegation zone. But during the final defeat in that run, away at Man City came a turning point. Clearly feeling the pressure after seeing his side 2-0 down, Daniel Farke switched to a 3-5-2 formation at half-time. By 68 minutes, it was 2-2 thanks to goals from Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Lucas Mecha. Phil Foden still managed to win it for City in the 91st minute, but the new approach had worked. Since then, Leeds have become one of the hardest teams in the league to beat. The first 2 games after the visit to the Etihad were both at home against Chelsea and Liverpool. They won the first 3-1, then came from 2-0 down to draw 3-3 in the second. Over the course of the next day, they lost only once, and that was only courtesy of a 102nd minute winner from Harvey Barnes at Newcastle. The changing fortunes from a defensive perspective is plain to see. In the first 13, Leeds were conceding goals at a rate of 1.92 per game, a figure that has now dropped significantly to 1.35 across the most recent 17. The thing keeping them in the battle for survival is scoring at the other end. They are currently on a 3-game drought, and Calvert-Lewin, who was so good in front of goal in December, has only 2 goals in his last 11 Premier League games. He missed a penalty in last weekend's draw against Crystal Palace too. There has been no such trouble in the FA Cup though. Granted, Farke's side have only faced Championship opposition, Derby, Birmingham and Norwich, but they have scored 7 goals so far. That's helped them to an FA Cup quarter-final for the first time since 2002-03 against West Ham United in early April. While being just 1 game away from a Wembley semi-final is a distraction, and a very nice one at that, the job at hand, the bread and butter of the Premier League is more important. The fixture list could have been harsher to finish. It's Manchester United, Wolves, Bournemouth, Burnley, Tottenham, Brighton and West Ham. But Leeds still need to get the job done. The points required from here will be hard earned. With the survival battle reaching a critical point and a huge FA Cup tie to play, the end of the season could well be one for the Leeds United history books. The game plan with Berren Cross, the Athletic. Berren Cross of the Athletic explains how Leeds are likely to line up on Monday night. There will be a desire for Leeds to really go for it and without being too gung-ho, really try to assert themselves, he told BrentfordFC.com earlier this week. It will definitely be a back 3 or back 5 of sorts, and I imagine it will be all guns blazing. I do not think it will be long balls up to Calvert-Lewin and then flick-ons. They can play through the thirds as well. And those wing backs are so important in terms of providing that passing option out wide and overwhelming an opposition backline as well. They can stretch the pitch in that sense and then get crosses into Calvert-Lewin without getting too bogged down in tactical speak. Brentford should expect Leeds to try and get on the front foot and harness the atmosphere in the first 10 to 15 minutes. Last Premier League starting 11, 3-4-1-2, Darlow, Rodon, Biol, Struijk, Justin, Ampadu, Stack, Goodmanson, Aronson, Calvert-Lewin and Mecha. That's still a decent team as well, isn't it? That looks good. So whatever we play, whatever team we're playing against, whoever they're playing in their team, well, it's still going to be hard. Match official, Gillet, refereeing Leeds clash. Referee Gerard Gillet. Actually, I think it's Gillet, isn't it? I think his name is Gillet, so we'll say that. Jared Gillet. assistant Simon Long and Nick Greenhalgh. Fourth official Andy Backhouse and VAR Matthew Donoghue. Born on the Gold Coast, Australia, highly rated A-League referee Jared Gillett emigrated to England in 2019 to study at Liverpool John Moores University, specialising in research on children with cerebral palsy. He went on to make his EPL officiating debut in April of that same year. Gillett made history in September 2021 when he became the first overseas official to referee a Premier League match when he took charge of Watford versus Newcastle United. His last Brentford assignment was the Bees' 2-0 defeat to Brighton in February. Gillett has refereed 20 games this season, showing 76 yellow cards and 1 red. Last meeting, Brentford won, Leeds won. Can't forget that. Premier League 4th of December 2025. Yeah, last year. Remember it well. Jordan Henderson's first Brentford goal was his only goal really this season, but it was vital. I suppose if he hadn't scored that, probably Calvert-Lewin might have still scored, and we may have lost the game. So, in a way, Jordan Henderson's goal was important. Good job he got it. To get us the draw in the end. So first Brentford goal was cancelled out by Dominic Calvert-Lewin as the Bees were held to a 1-1 draw by Leeds United at GTEC Community Stadium. The England international struck midway through the second half, finishing low into the bottom corner after Jacka Bayol could only touch a cross from Rico Henry into his path before paying tribute to his former Liverpool teammate, the late Diogo Jota, with his celebration. Nice touch, great touch. Of course, he did play with him a long time at Liverpool. He was there for quite a while, Jordan Henderson. So I remember him well, Diogo Jota. Daniel Farke's side levelled on 82 minutes with Calvert-Lewin guiding a Wilfred Gnonto cross into the far corner of Quiven Kelleher's goal. I don't want to repeat of that, guys. We really don't. We've got to stop them. We need to, we need to battle hard. I think possibly, a tight win, just nick a goal, a 1-0 would be ideal, I suppose. I really don't want another draw. It's got to be a win, I think. But I guess we'd have to settle for another draw if we get it, another point. I'm going to look at the table now, actually, guys. Let's have a look at that and see. Right. So there we go. There's the table. And we are still 7th. I thought we were. It was saying 9th on that other thing. But anyway, I knew we were definitely still 7th. Brentford definitely still 7th. And looking at that, I think they might have got that wrong. Sports Mole, I think that may have been wrong somehow. I don't know. Yeah, we have only lost once. No, I think he was right, actually. Yeah, 1 drawn, lost, 1 drawn, drawn. So, yeah, we have only lost once in our last 6 games. That is right. We're just, was it 2 or 3 points behind Chelsea? Yeah, I think it's 3. And is it 4 behind Liverpool? So, yeah, we can still catch them, but I'm just happy with where we are. I think we need either Europa League or Conference. If we're going to get it, let's get one of those 2. Champions League is too soon. It's just too soon for us. Let's get an idea of, an experience of playing in Europe. And, maybe getting a little bit further in Europe. And I think we can only do that in Europa League or Conference, really. But as I say, we're still only 2 points ahead of Everton. In pretty good form. Well, they've lost 3, but they've won 3 in their last 6. So they're not far behind. Newcastle as well, they're 42. Bournemouth 10th, 42, even with that draw against Man United. So they're still there or thereabouts. Fulham as well, 41. I'm not sure about Brighton and Sunderland. They may not figure in it now. They might be too far out of it. But from here, I think at least from 11th, they're Fulham, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Everton. Those 4 we have to watch out for. And we need the buffer. We need, 3 points will be amazing. And we'd be level with Chelsea, actually. Level with Chelsea. I don't think we'd get 6, though. They got better goal difference and stuff. So I think, they're better goal difference than us. So we'd stay 7th, but we need that buffer, some sort of 3 or 4 points, 5 points buffer, if we can get it. So that's important. Another point won't be good enough. Not really. Unless all those lose, Everton, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Fulham, maybe lose or draw. That's the only way. And then I still actually maybe even Brighton and Sunderland, if they win, they are actually still in it. So actually, there's probably about 6 teams. Those other 6 teams there are still in with a chance. And there's Leeds there in 15th, of course, with 32. They want the points, of course, badly. Down there is Spurs, Forest, West Ham are all in danger still. As I say, I think Wolves will overtake Burnley. I think they will finish 2nd from bottom at least. Burnley not doing too well, although they've got a game in hand over Wolves. So I don't know. I think Wolves could get off the bottom. I really do, because the way they're playing under Andrews, it's too little, too late to save them. But I think they will be at least 2nd from bottom. I really do. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm hoping. I'm not going to totally predict us to win. I'm not totally sure. But I would love to see us nick a 1-0. Would be amazing. But otherwise, I've got a feeling it's either going to be a 1-0 or 2-0 Leeds or 2-1. That's what I'm thinking now. I've just got a feeling. I've got a feeling we may lose. I'm hoping not, but I think that's possible. I really do now. I can't keep tipping us, and we always, always muck up, flatter to deceive, and I'm there thinking, well, why? Why can't we do it? Why can't we go that extra step and get the 3 points? We need 3 points. It's vital. It really is. And this is one of the toughest places and teams to go and play. So if we can nick a goal and nick a 1-0, if it is a 1-1, I guess so be it, or 2-2 maybe. I guess, but we got to look good up front. We got to defend well, and that's the only way I can see us winning this, or getting a draw maybe. But a win is vital. Anyway, I hope this has been a bit better than last night. I couldn't quite do that properly last night. Other things happening. There was football on in the end. Of course, I should have realised the time I done it wasn't right. People watching Man United and Bournemouth, of course. So yes, it was the wrong time. And trying to do the England one as well. Talk about that squad, the 35-man squad announcement from Tommy Tickle. So I thought this was better. I've just done the preview for Leeds and the Bees, and that's it. And this week coming, I'll be doing an actual full-on, in-depth debate about Tommy Tickle, the England squad, and everything. This week on the Buzz. So that's what I'll leave it as, I think. But follow me on Insta at Mr. B for Life 182 and sub to Mr. B, Hive Football Chat. Please, please, please keep doing that, guys. Smash those likes, keep subbing. I'm on 222 still. Let's get me to 250, please, guys. Please, please, please. Get me to 250, my next milestone. I have lost 1 or 2 subs, of course, but I'm not entirely bothered. It's not about subs for me, really. But, it's always a good thing. And to get to 250, I could do another special stream, of course. And, keep me going up because this little channel has been doing fairly well at times. I've, been getting very, very high views most of the time, over 200 odd, 300 at one stage, over that, once or twice at least. And the subs were spurting up. They're sort of frozen at the moment. They're not going anywhere, but hopefully they will increase again. And, obviously getting the views. The views are great. I'm happy with loads of people watching. Although my last watch along wasn't as high as the previous, but it still got over 100. Was it 104 something, 105 views still, so still not bad. So please keep it going, guys. I won't be doing a watch along tonight, obviously, because I'll be watching it somewhere, but I won't be doing a watch along. Probably for the next one. I think we've got an international break after this. So whenever the next one is, I think it's the following Saturday or whatever against Everton. So I may do a watch along for that, possibly. We'll see. Although I might get a ticket for that. So if I do, I won't be. I'm trying to get a ticket for it, to be honest. So, I might be going to it, possibly. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone in the live chat, James, Steph, Luca, and Irish Pit Terrier. Thanks to you guys for coming into the live chat. I don't know if any of you are still there, but if you could leave a prediction before I go, would be amazing if you can. Give me a prediction, what you think the score will be here. If you're still there, James or Steph or whatever, please give me a prediction. What you think might happen. If you agree with that 2-2 that was said about before, maybe you think Leeds might win it. We may nick it. Let me know, because I am going to bounce pretty much. It's over 1 hour now, 1 hour 9, which is lower than it has been recently. Been going over 2 hours or whatever at times, 3 hours nearly, some of the time. But obviously this was always going to be a quicker one today. I just wanted to do a proper preview after yesterday. It wasn't great. I didn't do a good job. So I had to delete the other one. And I've done this properly today. And I think it's gone better than yesterday. But anyway, guys, I think nobody's in the live chat. So don't look like it. So I'll probably bounce, guys. Anyway, come on the bees. Let's hope we can get something tonight. It would be amazing, but I'm not totally happy and have much faith in this club at the moment. With the manager as well. So I'm not totally sure we're going to get something. It could possibly be a defeat. That won't be great. I won't enjoy it, but if it happens, it happens. And I suppose it will just show that we're not up to it. We're not the finished article by any means. We're not, really looking likely to get Europe. I mean, we may, if we get the conference, I'll be happy, at least. But I just don't think it may happen. I think we may just finish outside it again, somehow. But as I say, if anyone does want to give a quick prediction to this one, please do it now. I'm very, very close to bouncing to finishing the stream. A couple of minutes or so. No, nothing. Anyway, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go. I think there's a match on, isn't there, at the moment? So I might just let's have a look. I think there's a match on. Oh yeah, Brighton and Liverpool, and it's 0-0. 0-0 at the moment, guys. Brighton and Liverpool. There's only I think there's 4 games. Yeah, Fulham, Burnley, Everton and Chelsea, which is 5:30, and of course Leeds and the Bees versus us at 8:00. So just 4 games today in the Premier. So enjoy that, guys. Enjoy your weekend of football and other sport. Hope all your clubs do well. I'm going to go, guys. I'm going to bounce. You all have a great time. Enjoy the weekend while it's here, before it goes again. And I'll be back for a reaction, possibly tomorrow, but probably more likely Monday. Anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce. I am out of here, guys. Everyone, cheers. Thank you. Until the next one. See you there. Cheers, guys.